Like now, just sitting here, it's like it's itching inside, and I can't get to it, and you can feel it, like it's right on here. It's like a something you can't scratch.
This is Samantha, a well-known chef, restaurant owner, and the survivor of a dog attack by her own dog. This is Papoose, a Presa Canario red-nosed mix, and was the love of Samantha's life until he was exposed to a forbidden taste.
They say he already tastes your dog. I mean, them dogs you can't. He already taste, and then the way I act around him, they told me he sensed it. He sensed that I'm not the same no more because I wouldn't treat him the same way. He didn't look at me like a dog mom no more. You could tell I didn't want to be him or be around. And he can tell that I didn't want him to be around me. They were like, what happened to your face? And I tell my dog, my baby bit me. And yeah, it still bothers me sometimes. It get that sensation. I be like, it's here, like I feel it. They come back and stuff. But yeah, he's a red-nosed mix. That's why he was crazy. He was a Presa Canario red-nosed mix. The Presa Canarios, everybody know they got to be well-trained. They very strong on family. They very connected to, very protective, very, very protective. His name was Papoose. That name was Papoose. That was my baby, and that was a baby, but we always play together all the time. They play on his bowl, like his bone. And I had long hair. Of course, I had long hair. When I actually lift up, my hair was hanging, so he couldn't see if I had his bone or not. And I think his reaction, he just snapped, and he thought I had it in my hand, but I didn't. So his reaction like this here, like this, but he did it. He grabbed my jaw, and I was like, it happened so fast, and I was like literally walking, but he held on to the jaw, and I looked over my husband. I like, is it right? He was like, and then he was like, stop, Papoose, get off to this. Like, brother. No, he snapped, but it's just hold on. Like, hold on. He probably thought he had the bow, but I was like backing up, walking with him, hold on my jaw. And so when my husband realized he had, I was like, I couldn't talk. Like, he was like, my husband had to get him off. Like, he like, Papoose, get off, like, stop. And so he let go, and when he let go, I I thought just had it. I didn't know when I look over and just see my husband's eyes, his reaction was like your jaw. And so I look over in the mirror, and my jaw, it was just flapping from my skin. And I was just still know I had to go to the hospital that particular day. I had a catering order, and it was due like at 7 o'clock that night. And I said, I gotta go do my catering order, but I need the stitches. Went there, I got the stitches and stuff, and they put 13 stitches in my jaw and gave me a shot and stuff and they were like, you in any pain? I was like, and they kept telling me, you in shock. That's you in shock. And then I was like, oh, I don't know, shock or not. But I told myself, I was in the hospital, I remember telling them, yeah, I heard to do something. I got a catering order. And they were like, you want to do a catering? I said, yeah, I got to do this catering order. I let people down. They did my staples, my stitches enough. And I went to go do my catering order. Then I went to go pick up all my prescription and then went home and lay down.
Due to platform policies, we weren't able to show you the raw footage of Samantha's jaw, but it was probably worse than you imagined because you could literally see her teeth from the outside of her face. Miraculously, she didn't feel any physical pain, but unfortunately, we couldn't say the same for her mental and psychological aspects because that incident changed both their lives forever.
We had to get them quarantined, so we had to turn them into animal shelter. And though they had to let them quarantine, I think, for 3 to 5 days or something like that before they bring them back home. The scary part for me is when they brought them back home, just me seeing them again, it was a mind thing. Like, I just keep playing back in my mind, and that it was just horrible. It was horrific. Like, it was when he came around, my husband had to put him in a cage, and so when he came home, he knows when I left, he flew out with the rest of the kids and stuff, but the rest of the family, but the dog started realizing when I came home, he noticed every time I come home, he go in the cage. And he didn't like that. So, even though he go in the cage, when I walk by the cage, he was like, like that. He was mad. And that, I was trying to get him back used to it again. And my husband's like, we got to put him down. I said, no, don't put him down. He ain't meant to do it. I didn't want to put the dog down. And I'm like, you crazy? You can taste your blood. You got to put him down. So I said, he just doing it probably because he's probably thinking that but he kept doing it. Every time I come home, he growled. He like, and then when he looked at me, he had to stare like he was going to get me.
Fortunately, Samantha recovered and was back to herself in no time. But we couldn't say the same for Papoose. Whatever happened in his mind after the biting incident, he was no longer the same and had began taking chances that made everybody around him uncomfortable.
I'm going to tell you what he did to my daughter hamster. He took my daughter hamster out the cage and had it hanging out his mouth, and we went to try to go get it. When we did it, he had bite it, just ate it. But we couldn't believe he did that. Like, he was just, we tried to get it from him. He ran downstairs. We were like, oh, he got it. And it was hanging, he thought it was a toy. But then we tried to go towards him. It made him just went ahead and just did it before we got to him. He just did it. Every time I come around, he know I wasn't acting the same. I probably act nervous.
Yeah, reacting off of fear.
He was acting off my fear. So, and one time we like, come here. It's like I think he knew we was about to put him down, like something was off. Because he would never, we went in the backyard, he went into the corner fence by the dollhouse, and he would not get up to come back near the house. It's like he knew something was going on. He know I wasn't interacting with him no more. So I was the only one not interacting with him. And I think he felt that something was different because I wasn't interacting with him no more. I wouldn't get close to him no more. And that's my dog. Like, he laid with me on the bed like that. My dog walked with him and stuff like that. I'm gonna show you some pictures of him so you can have to put in this clip.
But before that, there was no issues here.
No issue. He just wild. He was wild and crazy. I mean, he was wild crazy. He was a guard dog. He was very protective. You couldn't come to my house. Nobody would come to my house. You can't ring the doorbell. He protective. He was protective of all of us. I mean, if you see the picture, he protected, but that one thing right there, he made everybody scared of him. And so, and think about it now that I'm thinking about it now, he grabbed me right here, but if I'd have grabbed the other way, he could have grabbed me right here. He could have had me on my nose. Like, I could have been messed up more than this right here. But this right here bothers me, but my daughter asked, do I want, like, get reconstructive surgery? And I told her no. Because I'm gonna tell you, at the time I was going through something, that dog bite, I was going through something personal with family too. And I was like I was on attack. The dog attacked me, but I was on an attack from somebody in my family. Somebody that was trying to come after me and my family, my husband, they were trying to come after me by saying stuff, texting my husband's phone. And I know who did it, but I still ain't gonna say nothing. But I'm gonna tell you what lesson I learned, and that's probably why I ain't felt no pain. God really spoke to me and said, when they told me to put the dog down, I said, no, we don't want to put him down. He didn't mean to do it. And something came to me so clear. Are you crazy? How many times you gonna keep allowing people to do this? You're doing the same thing with your family. You allow people to keep coming at you, and you still give them chance after chance. It's time to lay it down. So I applied that story right here to my real life story. God didn't let me feel no pain. I mean, I really could say I ain't felt no pain. It's like it was a lesson learned for me to realize to wake up, Samantha. So that's, I mean, when I tell you I gotta mean it, it might sound crazy to y'all. And I had to bury my own dog when I buried my backyard. Usually my dogs, I get cremated, but I had to bury him myself in my backyard. And I did it. And when I buried that dog, I got a lesson from that. Said you gotta bury a lot of stuff. Stop allowing people to come attack you, and you keep getting them chance after chance. I mean, you can't see this person doing this to you, and you still want to, like, I still want to keep the dog. Same thing, that the message came as clear as day. All this she was going through, and you still trying to give people a chance. I don't know. I didn't know how to, when it comes to family, I didn't know how to cut ties. That was hard for me. And now I'm just kind of getting into Ezra with this fear. That was the spirit of a lesson. It did feel bad. I ain't felt no pain. And my jaw was literally hanging. I mean, like hanging. And I was in the hospital so calm and like, and I felt like God was trying to tell me something. You people don't understand it, but I understand it. But yeah, that was a lesson learned for me. And I said the more of the story is, you can't keep being up on an attack and keep letting stuff just go. At some point you got to put it to rest. So that's what I did. I put the dog to rest. I love the dog, and I didn't. And then my heart started doing it to them. I love my family, but some stuff I had to learn how to let go and stop trying so hard to be a big family member. The big family member, if I get along, some people just don't like you or some things just happen. You got to learn how to let it go and bury it. And so that story, I applied it to my real personal life, and I was moving from that point on. I changed, and people can say I changed. I go home, I go see my mom, my dad, a few people, that's it. So it pushed me in a circle, but that was a wake-up call for me. It happened all in the same year. So if I think about it too hard, it'll feel like it happened over again. Because, like I said, it's 3 years ago, but this thing is still come back, and I find myself doing this right here. You can still feel it, like the sensation of nerves. And if I really think about how it happened, and literally, I get so nervous, I get anxiety because I keep thinking about what if this happened, and you know what I'm saying? He could have had this far. You know, I could have been messed up, with mashed up nose, like walk around, but God didn't allow it. So what it looked like I've been through, looked like pain, God brought me out of it. And I went to work. I went to work and did regular stuff, and I wore it proudly. So the reason why I ain't covered up because I ain't got nothing to hide. Is a reason behind this, and this right here is a reminder that I buried something. And what I buried was a lot that year. I buried the dog, had to put him down. I love the dog. But God said you can't allow people to keep hurting you. You can't keep doing this. Sometimes you got to bury this stuff. And I tell you, I got a lesson from there. It might sound strange to a lot of people, like the dog really bites you. I said, yeah, but I got a lesson from there. And he took me through that. Yeah, you know the thing in the Bible it said, you went through the fire furnace and you come out and you won't smell like smoke, like you went through something fire, but you ain't even burn. That's how I felt. I feel like God took me through something, and it looked like it don't look like what it appeared. Cause I can tell you right now, I don't remember feeling no pain. In the hospital, my jaw was hanging from here to here. It flapped open, and I just lay there. And I just lay right there on the thing. They put needles in they numbed me up with so many needles. And they like, I was just numb. It's like God took me through something to make it look like that somebody else. Painful, but it just unbelievable. I just don't know what to tell you. But